example 67. Okay, fine. Okay, let us solve that example number 67 once again. Okay, let us solve that example number 67 once again. Write down. We are given five plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and these 5 plates are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plate number 1, 3, 5 connected to each other. Okay, plate number 1, 3, 5 connected to each other. Okay, and plate number 2 and 4 are connected to each other. Okay, plate number 2 and 4 are connected to each other. All right. Plate number 2 and 4, plate number 2 and 4 are connected to each other. So their potentials are equal. And a battery is connected to this combination. Here, battery is connected like this. Okay. Let us call this point as X. Let us call this point as Y. All plates have area equal to A and distance between the adjacent plates is small d. All plates have area equal to A and distance between adjacent plates is small d. All right. Find out the charge on plate 1 and 4. Charge on plate 1 and 4 is equal to question mark. Charge on plate 1 and 4 is equal to question mark. Okay. So let us try to identify the capacitors. Capacitors are formed between adjacent plates, and adjacent plates must have different potentials. Yes. This point is X, this plate is X. This plate is, the same point is connected to this plate also. So this point is also X, or this plate is also X. Or potential of this plate is also X. Potential of third plate is equal to potential of fifth plate because they are again directly connected just by wire. Now point Y, point Y, point Y, point Y, point Y, point Y. Fine. So between adjacent plates, we can have a capacitor here that will be equal to C1, C2, C3, C4. Okay. Now in the book, what they have written is, instead of C1, they have written C12, so that they can easily identify that this is a capacitor between plate first and second. Then here they have written C23, so that they can easily identify that this is the capacitor between 2 and 3. C3, instead of C3, they have written C34. C34, 34 means between 3 and 4. And C45, C45 means capacitor between 4th and 5th plate. So what we will write is this. C1 is C12, C2 is C23, C3 is C34, C4 is C45. Okay, and now we can draw the diagram. Now how many points in our circuit we have? This is potential difference V. It's given in the question itself. How many points in our circuit we have? Sir, only 2 points, X and Y. Okay, only 2 points, X and Y. So draw the point X, draw the point Y, and now draw the first capacitor between XY, second capacitor again between XY, third capacitor again between XY, fourth capacitor again between XY. All the capacitors are in between XY. first, second, third, and fourth. All these capacitors are between point xy, x and y, and there is a battery here like this. Battery has potential difference equal to V. This point is x, this point is y, or this point potential is x, this point potential is y. Same point is available here, same point is available here. Now this is C1. C1 is C12. Plate 1, 3 and 5 are connected to x, x and x. So plate 1 connected to x, so this must be the plate 1, and plate 2 is the plate y. Plate 2 is connected to y. So this is C12. This is C12. That is C1. Now this is C2. C2 is C23. 2 is connected to what? 2 is connected to y. So second capacitor 2, plate 2 is connected to y. Plate 3 is connected to x. Plate 3 is connected to x. So for the second capacitor C23, 2 should be here connected to y and 3 should be here connected to x. For the third capacitor C3, it is in between 3 and 4. Third capacitor is in between 3 and 4. 3 is connected to x. So x means 3 and y means 4, or 4 means y. So this is capacitor 34, C34, C3, and C4. Fourth capacitor is capacitor between fourth and fifth plate. 4 is connected to y. For the fourth capacitor, plate number 4 is connected to y and plate number 5 is connected to x. Plate number 5 is connected to x. Up to this point, reply me in the chat box, clear and written CW. Good. Good. Chalo. Now, what we have to do? We have to find out effective capacity. Okay. Now we know that all the capacitors have same area A. All the plates have same area of the plate. Distance between adjacent plates is D, and here is also air. So all the capacitors are going to be equal. So write down C1 equal to C2 equal to C3 equal to C4 is equal to C is equal to A. Instead of K is not given, air is given, or nothing is given, vacuum or air. A, K, epsilon 0 upon D. If medium is not mentioned, then take the dielectric constant as 1. Okay, fine. Now, first, second, third, fourth, all these capacitors are in parallel. Capacitors in parallel means equivalent capacity is equal to addition. All these capacitors are in parallel. So to find out equivalent capacity, we have to add it. Or even if you do not add it, it is okay. Because now actually we have to find out the charge. We are actually not asked equivalent capacity. Okay. Of course, you can go by that way also. But let me introduce a simpler way first. And then we can find out equivalent capacity, then total charge given by the battery, then how much charge will flow here, that we can find out, and then we can find out charge on plate number 1 and charge on plate number 4, that we can do. But instead of that, there is another way. What is that way? Try to understand. The way is, if you know potential difference between point x and y, and if you know the capacity C1, you can find out Q1. Let me write here, Q is equal to CV. I know Q is equal to CV. Okay. Now, for the first branch, what will be the charge? Let me write Q1 is equal to C1 into potential difference across this. C1 into potential difference across this is what? XY. XY means what? V. What is C1? C1 कितने बार? A epsilon 0 upon D. A epsilon 0 upon D into V. Okay. Now this plate is connected to higher potential terminal. Charge is flowing like this. So this will store positive charge. This plate will store negative charge. So here you will be having plus Q1, make it a bracket. Here you will be having minus Q1, make it a bracket. And now reply me in the chat box. First part of the answer is clear or not. एक answer आलो बाळ. Q equal to CV करून. बताओ. Everyone. Good. Q equal to CV करूया. We know V. Yes. Good. Good. Fine. Concentrate here now. Sir, we know V. Let's write Q equal to CV. And on this plate there should be positive charge. On this plate there should be negative charge. All right. All right. Charge flow directions, if you want, you can draw. Sir, now we want to find out charge on plate 4. Okay. The plate 4 is here as well as here. Okay. So I need to find out this charge as well as this charge. Okay. So let us find out Q3, charge flowing through third branch. Charge flowing through third branch. Let's do that. Charge flowing through third branch. Okay. Chalo. Sir, Q is equal to CV. Okay. Sir, Q3 is equal to C3V3. Charge in the third branch. Q3 is equal to C3V3. Sir, C1, C2, C3, C4 all are equal. Instead of C3, sir, write A. K is 1. Epsilon 0 upon D. And V. V is the potential difference across the third capacitor. Sir, it is equal to potential difference between points X and Y, which is equal to V. Okay, fine. But now you people tell me, on the fourth plate, this plate will store positive charge. So plus Q3, make it a square bracket. Or if you do not have enough space there, what you can do is this. Draw an arrow like this, and on that plate show plus Q3. On this plate, draw an arrow like this and show minus Q3. Okay, minus Q3. All right. Now we have the value of Q3. All right. Now let's find out charge on this plate also. Fourth plate is here also. Fourth plate is here also. Okay. So now we need to find out Q4 as well. Now we need to find out Q4 as well. Q4 is equal to C4 V4. No need to say V4. No need to say V4 because the potential is same here. V is available. Same V is available here. Same V is available here. Point Y is Y. Point X is X. So this potential difference is equal to V. Is equal to A. K is 1. Epsilon 0 upon D into V. That will remain as it is. Okay. Fine, sir. Now this plate will store plus charge plus Q4. And this plate will store minus Q4. Minus Q4. Okay, fine. Now, total charge on plate 1. Total charge on plate 1 is equal to total charge on plate 1. How many plate 1 are here? Only one plate is there. It's plus Q1. What is Q1? Sir, Q1 is equal to A epsilon 0 upon D into V. A epsilon 0 upon D into V. And total charge on plate 4. Total charge on plate 4. Sir, plate 4 is here. It stores minus Q3 plus. Sir, plate 4 is here also. It stores minus Q4. Minus Q3 minus Q4. Sir, Q3 value is here. A epsilon 0 upon D into V. But sir, minus plus minus Q4. Q4 is A epsilon 0 upon D into V. Minus minus. Here you have to add it. 2 times A epsilon 0 upon D into V. So that are our final answers. this one and this one. These are our final answers. Now reply me clear and written. CW. Good. Hmm. This is a better way, right? Rather than finding total charge. Good. Sir, it will be plus. What plus? It will be means what? It means what? On the plate 4, this charge is negative, which is equal to minus Q3. प्लेट 4 वरती माइनस Q3 आहे, प्लेट 4 वरती माइनस Q4 आहे, माइनस Q3 माइनस Q4. टोटल चार्ज किती येईल? माइनस Q3 प्लस माइनस Q4. बोल आदित्य. आता क्लियर आहे. ओके गुड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 68. Balance Wheatstone bridge. You can find that out. Okay, on your own you can do that. Question 68. You can do that. Okay, it's a balance Wheatstone bridge. Now you know what is the Wheatstone bridge. Balanced Wheatstone bridge. Balance Wheatstone bridge. That you can do as a homework. Question number 68. Next. Question number 69. This is a new type of question. Let us try to understand. Okay. Make this question a star point. Make this question a star point. Question number 69. You are given a plate like this, and in this region, now this is not a third plate. In this region, they have placed a dielectric constant K1, medium having dielectric constant K1, and here they have second medium. So till now we solved the questions in which only one medium was involved. Now you will be having multiple media between the plates. एक मीडियम नहीं आता, एकापेक्षा जास्त मीडियम असतील. So write down multiple media instead of medium. Now write media between plates. Right now we had up to this or till now we had only air or only water or only vacuum or only glass. Okay, in between medium was only one medium, but now we will be having multiple media between the plates. Let's say the arrangement is given like this. There are two dielectrics. Draw it like this so that you can identify. Second dielectric, draw it like this. So now you are given two dielectrics. First has dielectric constant K1, second has dielectric constant A2. Okay, the plate area is A here, and the total plate separation is small d. Okay, fine. Now the first thing, find out C equivalent. Okay, find out C equivalent. Second thing, find out K equivalent. Okay, effective dielectric constant. If you have more than one medium, okay, what is the effective dielectric constant? What is the effective capacity that we have to find out? Okay, solution. The solution is this, very simple. The first thing that you have to understand is this distance must be given by them, either this distance or this distance. Okay, so let us, for time being, we assume that the distance is d1 and this distance is d2. automatically you could have written d2 is equal to d minus d1. D minus d1, that is also fine, no problem, but let me take d1 and d2. All right, sir. Now what you have to observe here is how many capacitors can be formed. How many capacitors can be formed? Write down. Number of capacitors is equal to number of dielectrics. Number of capacitors is equal to number of dielectrics. Okay. How many dielectrics we have? 1 and 2. So total number of capacitors will be formed 2. Okay, sir. Now you have to understand that the charge will flow like this and will go like this. So this plate will store ultimately positive charge. This plate will store ultimately negative charge. So this is the flow of charge. This is the direction of flow of charge. And there you can observe this is the first capacitor and this is the second capacitor. Let us call this point as X. Let us call this point as Y. So between point X and Y, what you have is this now. Between point X, initially just try to observe, and Y. Between point X and Y, you have two capacitors and the charge is flowing like this. So the first capacitor is this. Call that first capacitor as C1. C1 corresponds to K1. K1 या dielectric मुळे तयार झालाय C1. Because of K1, capacitor formed is C1. Because of K2, capacitor formed is C2. Okay, sir. Now it's not a big deal to find out C equivalent. Now it's not a big deal to find out C equivalent because now it has become a series parallel question. Okay. Now the thing is to find out C1 and C2. Okay. Of course, now we can find out C equivalent very easily. C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. Why? Capacitors in series, rule of resistors in parallel. Capacitors in series, rule of resistors in parallel. All right. Okay, sir. So C equivalent will be C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. All right, sir. Next. Now we need to find out C1 and C2. Very simple. Now C1 you have to write like this. C1 is equal to C is equal to A K epsilon 0 upon D. C is equal to A K epsilon 0 upon D. So C1 will be equal to A1 K1 epsilon 0 upon D1. Okay. A1 K1 epsilon 0 upon D1. So A1 is A. What is the area of the dielectric? What is the area for the dielectric? That is equal to plate area. What is dielectric constant? K1. Epsilon 0 universally same. Here I have to write D1. What is the separation for the dielectric? What is the separation for the dielectric? Charge is like this. So this is going to be the separation D1. Instead of A1, I wrote A. So that's my C1. C2. C2 will be equal to A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. What is A2? Dielectric. For this dielectric K2, what is area? Area is A. Because complete plate area is the area for this dielectric. Complete plate area is the area for this dielectric. Cross section area. Charge is flowing like this. Perpendicular to it, what is area? Charge is flowing like this. Perpendicular to it, what is the area? It is again A. Plate area is A. So instead of A2, write A. K2 is K2. Epsilon 0 universally same. D2. D2 is the separation for the dielectric. Charge is flowing like this. What is the separation? Plate separation for dielectric? It is D2. So now you have two capacitors, C1 and C2. Now you can very easily figure out what is the equivalent capacity. What is the equivalent capacity? Now you can very easily figure out that. Okay. So therefore, C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. This value multiplied by this value upon addition of these two values. So let us multiply C1 and C2. Let us multiply C1 and C2. There is not enough space. Let us find out equivalent capacity. That's our task. C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. C1 is A K1 epsilon 0 upon D1 plus A K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. Sir, multiplication C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. A K1 epsilon 0 upon D1 plus A K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. Now what are the things that you can take common? You can check A epsilon 0. No need to take common because here already multiplication sign is there, so no need to take anything common. Here you can take common A epsilon 0, A epsilon 0. So A epsilon 0, A epsilon 0 common and cancel with one of the A epsilon 0. So K1 upon D1 plus, not plus, multiply A into K2 epsilon 0 upon D2 divided by this A epsilon 0 cancel, this A epsilon 0 cancel. So that will be equal to K1 upon D1 plus K2 upon D2. K2 upon D2. That's it. That's it. That's your C equivalent. That's it. Reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Good. That's it. Multiple medium between the plates. Question over. How many capacitors? Check how many dielectrics are there. That many capacitors. How many capacitors? How many dielectrics is equal to that many capacitors. How many dielectrics? That many capacitors. Okay. All right, sir. Now, given that the system was given something like this. First medium was here, second medium was here, it was filled like this. Second, like this. Now, this separation is, let's say, given by d by 2, and this separation is also given by, let's say, d by 2. In that situation, what you will do? You will simply replace d1, d2, d1, d2 by d by 2. Given that d1 equal to d2 equal to d by 2, in that situation, what to do? Just put the d here. Okay, just put all the d here and you can get the answer. Okay, so C equivalent is equal to K1 upon d by 2, K1 upon d by 2 multiplied by, not plus, multiplied by A K2 epsilon 0 upon d by 2. This 2 you can write in the numerator also directly, no issues. K1 upon d1, K1 upon d by 2 plus K2 upon d by 2, K2 upon d by 2. Now what you can do here is 1 upon d by 2, 1 upon d by 2 common, 1 upon d by 2, 1 upon d by 2 common. That cancel with this 1 of the 1 upon d by 2. तो एका बरोबर cancel होईल. Okay, common येऊन एका बरोबर cancel होईल, हा d by 2 as it is शिल्लक राहील. So K1 as it is, this A K2 epsilon 0 as it is, A K2 epsilon 0 as it is, this d by 2 in the denominator as it is, divided by this K1, 1 upon d by 2, 1 upon d by 2 already common. So 1 upon d by 2, 1 upon d by 2 already common. So what remains is K1 plus K2 in the numerator. Sorry, in the denominator. K1 plus K2 in the final denominator. Okay. And now you can do the necessary rearrangements like this. Let's try to solve this question completely. Now what becomes? C equivalent becomes, sir, this d by 2 can be written as 2 by d. D by 2 can be written as 2 by d. 2 by d. This A K1 K2 epsilon 0 in the numerator. A K1 K2 epsilon 0 in the numerator. And this K1 plus K2 in the denominator. K1 plus K2 in the denominator. That's it. K1 plus K2 in the denominator. Now, C equivalent, call this as final answer. Now C equivalent can also be written as A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D, where this is your plate area A and this is your total separation D. This is your total separation D. Okay, in that situation, I could have written this C equivalent as A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D. So now you can have the comparison between C equivalent and C equivalent by formula and C equivalent by calculation. So comparing, what we can get is A into A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D is equal to this 2 by A K1 K2 epsilon 0 upon K1 plus K2. Sir, DD cancel. Sir, AA cancel. Epsilon 0 cancel. Sir, K equivalent for the given situation is 2 times K1 K2 upon K1 plus K2. It's 2 times K1 K2 upon K1 plus K2. That's it. That's my final answer. Reply me in the chat box. Clear and written. चेक कर. Good. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. Now, this is our final answer. This is our final answer for the K equivalent. C equivalent, this is our final answer, but in the question it was given that the separations, this is D by 2, this is D by 2. Okay. Alright, sir. Next. Now I could have used the trick. I could have used the trick. What is the trick now? The trick is this. I can observe that what is going to happen here is, if I replace this C equivalent as A K equivalent, this is general formula for the series combination. This is going to be the general formula. Okay, for the series combination of dielectrics, these are dielectrics in series, and basically it is a capacitors in series because of dielectrics in series. Okay, so sir, now I am talking about the trick. I could have got the same formula if I would have directly written something like this. Just like capacitors in series, I could have written dielectrics in series. And I know that here the area is going to be equal. Here the area is going to be equal because this area A, this area A, this area A, and area is going to be equal for first capacitor as well as second capacitor. So I could have replaced it here like this: A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D is equal to K1 upon D1 multiplied by A K2 epsilon 0 upon D2 divided by K1 upon D1 plus K2 upon D2. Okay, so here you can observe A epsilon 0 gets cancelled. So that's the formula. K1 upon D1, K2 upon D2 divided by K1 upon D1 plus K2 upon D2. I could have written this directly also. This is also valid. This is also okay. If you know that two dielectrics are in series, area will be common. Only separations will be different. ठीक है? Capacitors in series just like that, D by K. Or dielectrics in series. Dielectrics in series means you directly cannot find K equivalent. Actually you find K equivalent upon D. Okay, actually आपण काय calculate करतो, K equivalent upon D. पण as if capacitors in series असते तर C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2 केलं असतं capacitors in series ला. तसं dielectrics in series साठी K equivalent upon D is equal to K1 upon D1 into K2 upon D2 divided by K1 upon D1 plus K2 upon D2. Up to this point, reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Multiple capacitors, multiple dielectrics between the plates. Try to understand and reply. We'll solve few more examples based on the same concept as well, but till then you just keep on replying. Good. All right. Now let us try to solve the same problem. C equivalent and K equivalent problem. C equivalent and K equivalent problem. It's the second part of question number 69. Second part of question number 69. Another arrangement is given to us, but now dielectrics are not in series. Now the dielectrics have been placed in parallel. Let us try to understand when to say they are in parallel, when to say they are in series. Question number 69, second part. Call the initial part as part A. Now draw the system like this: plate, plate, wired connection. Point X you can call it, point Y you can call it, and this much region. This may not be exactly half region. Okay, this may not be exactly half region. Total plate area is A. This much area is, let's say, A2. This much area is, let's say, A1. This is the dielectric with dielectric constant K1. This is the dielectric with dielectric constant K2. So now you have again two dielectrics. How many capacitors? That many dielectrics. Or that how many dielectrics? That many capacitors. जेवढे dielectric, तेवढे capacitors. Okay. Now try to understand. The current is like this, or the charge is like this. When the charge will come here, some will be stored on the first capacitor and will go like this. Second will be stored on the second capacitor and will go like this. So this is a parallel combination of dielectrics. So it's going to be parallel combination of capacitors. So as an equivalent circuit, it will become like this. But there you have to understand the following things. This is point X. This is point Y. Now this is the first capacitor C1. This is the second capacitor C2. Now see, the plate separation for both the capacitors is D and D. D and D. But now the area are different, A1 and A2. A1, A2 may be A by 2, A by 2. A by 4, 3A by 4. That can also happen. Or A by 3 and 2A by 3. 1/3 and 2/3. 1/4 and 3/4. Or 1/2 and 1/2. Okay, that can be the possibilities. Okay, but for time being, right, A1 and A2. Now you have two capacitors, C1 and C2. Capacitors in series. C equivalent should not be the big deal. It should be C1 plus C2. Call this as equation 1. Let us try to find out C1. Sir, C1 is equal to A1 K1 epsilon 0 upon D1. A1 is A1. K1 is K1. Epsilon 0 universally same. Upon D1. No need to say, sir, D1, it's D. No need to say D1, it's D. Now C2. A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. A2 A2 is A2. A2 is A2. K2 is K2. K2 is K2. Epsilon 0 universally same upon D2. Sir, no need to say D2. It's small d. It's small d. Okay. So now you have C1 and now you have C2. Now you can very easily find out C equivalent. C1 plus C2, this plus this, A1 K1 epsilon 0 upon D plus A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D. Take the things which can be taken as common outside the bracket. A1 K1 plus A2 K2. That's it. That's it. Or here also the answer is over. Here also the answer is over. That is my C equivalent. That is my C equivalent. Where plate separation is same, but the capacitors are in parallel and area are different, A1 and A2. Reply in the chat box, clear and written, CW. Finding effective capacity if multiple dielectrics are given. Good. Good. Nice. Next. Given in the question, or. Before writing what's given, let's try to derive the general formula. Just no need to remember this formula, okay? You can derive this as per the need. I could have written C equivalent as A, K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D. Total area is A, total K is K equivalent, epsilon 0 upon total D is D. So A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D is equal to this epsilon 0 upon D into bracket A1 K1 plus A2 K2. Sir, this epsilon 0 cancel. This D cancel. So what is that? It's A into K equivalent is A1 K1 plus A2 K2. A1 K1 plus A2 K2. So that's my answer. K equivalent is A1 K1 plus A2 K2 whole divided by capital A. Now of course you can replace this capital A by A1 plus A2, no problem. Capital A can also be replaced by A1 plus A2, no problem. So the formula will become A1 K1 plus A2 K2 upon A1 plus A2. But while using this formula, try to be careful because sometimes these areas are not given equal. Sometimes they are half and half, 1/3 and 3/4, and or sorry, 1/3 and 2/3, or 1/4 and 3/4. Okay, so accordingly we have to check the situation and then we have to use the formula. Okay, up to this reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Good. Multiple dielectrics between the plates type of problems. You should be able to identify how many capacitors, whether they are in series, whether they are in parallel. That's it. Why you people are not submitting board's homework of rotational motion? I want that to be submitted. Okay, I want that to be submitted. There is no excuse for the submission of homework. Okay. Now let us have a mixed combination of dielectrics between the plates. Mixed combination of multiple dielectrics between the plates. K1, K2, K3. Now there are three media, K1, K2 and K3. K1, K2, okay, K3, Now how many capacitors? How many dielectrics? That many capacitors. Now you can identify which of these are in series, which of these are in parallel. Corresponding to K1, let me draw C1. Corresponding to K2, let me draw C2. With C2, C3 must be in series, and this point and this point are common with this point and this point. So whatever is in between these 2 points is in parallel to whatever is in between these 2 points. This is going to be one branch. This is going to be the another branch. So this is the first branch. This is the second branch, and these 2 branches meet here. So that should be the situation. That should be the situation. Okay. Now it's given in the question that this is A by 2. This is A by 2. This distance is D by 2. This distance is D by 2. Find out C equivalent and K equivalent. Find out C equivalent and K equivalent of the system. K equivalent means instead of these 3 dielectrics, I want to use only one dielectric. So what should be that dielectric constant? This is C1, this is C2, this is C3, this is what? This is X, this is what? This is point Y. Okay. Now between point X and Y, if this combination is given, I will convert it into this one. Okay. Now I have to find out equivalent combination of this first, C2 and C3. Okay. So what will be the equivalent combination of C2 and C3? Let me write C23. These are in series. So rule of parallel, C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3. C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3. What is C2? C2 is A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. What is A2? For C2, what is A2? Area. Area is what? It is A by 2 and not A. It is A by 2 and not A. Okay, or let us call this as equation 1. And let us write first of all C1, C2 and C3 so that you can know that first. C1 is equal to A1 K1 epsilon 0 upon D1. A1, for K1 area, A1 is A by 2. K1 is K1 epsilon 0 universally same. D1 is equal to D by 2 plus D by 2, it is equal to D. Okay, so that is A K1 epsilon 0 upon 2D. That's my C1. That's my C1. Now C2. For C2, formula is A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. A2 K2 epsilon 0 upon D2. What is A2? For K2, what is A2? A2 is A by 2. A2 is A by 2. A2 is A by 2. K2 is K2. K2 is K2. Epsilon 0 universally same. D2. Plate separation for K2. Plate separation for K2 is D by 2. Plate separation for K2 is D by 2. This 1 by 2, this 1 by 2 cancel. The answer is this 1 by 2, this 1 by 2 cancel. The answer is A K2 epsilon 0 upon D. That's C2. Now C3. C3 is A K3 epsilon 0 upon D3. A3 K3 epsilon 0 upon D3. A3 K3, this area is equal to A by 2. This area is equal to A by 2, same area. For K3, area, this area or this area, it is A by 2. So A3 is A by 2. K3 is K3. Epsilon 0 universally same. D3 is D by 2. D3 is D by 2. D3 is D by 2. 1 by 2 cancel. A K3 epsilon 0 upon D. Call this as equation 3. Call this as equation 4. This is your C3. This is your C3. Okay. Now you can find out equivalent combination of C23. Second and third capacitor. These two equivalent combination will be C2, C3 upon C2 plus C3. So those values are here. C2 and C3 are here. Okay. Up to this point, reply me clear and written so that we can find out next. Good. Check करा. Done. Okay. Now we have the value of C2. We have the value of C3. We have the value of C1. What is equivalent combination of C2 and 3? It is C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3. What is C2? A K2 epsilon 0 upon D multiplied by A K3 epsilon 0 upon D divided by, here multiplication sign is there, here divided by A K2 epsilon 0 upon D plus C1 plus C2 plus C3. C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3. A K3 epsilon 0 upon D. A epsilon 0 upon D, A epsilon 0 upon D common and cancel. Common from the numerator, sorry, common from the denominator and cancel with numerator. This will remain as it is. इतना काय common निघणार नाही. Multiplication चं sign आहे. Common काय काढताय? Answer will be what? K2 A K3 epsilon 0 upon D whole divided by K2 plus K3 whole divided by K2 plus K3. That is effective capacity of second and third capacitor. Okay, you can slightly rearrange it. A, now all the K terms, K2, K3 upon K2 plus K3. A, then all the K terms, then epsilon 0 term, then upon D term. Upon D term. You can write this D here also, no problem. That's my effective capacity between effective capacity of second and third capacitor. Okay. Now to that capacitor, C1 is in parallel. याच्या effective capacity of this, we called its name C23. Now this C23 and C1 are in parallel. So therefore, equivalent capacity of my circuit, capacitors in parallel, C1 and this C23 are in parallel, capacitors in parallel, resistance in series. What is C1? C1 is A1 means A by 2, K1 epsilon 0 upon D1, D1 is D. This is C1 plus this C23 capacity A, then all the K terms, सगळ्या K च्या terms, K2, K3 upon K2 plus K3, epsilon 0 upon D. Okay, what you can take common is A epsilon 0 upon D, A epsilon 0 upon D, you can take it as common. A epsilon 0 upon D, A epsilon 0 upon D, you can take it as common. So equivalent capacity of my circuit, A epsilon 0 upon D, A epsilon 0 upon D common into the bracket K1 upon 2 plus K1 K2 upon K2 plus K3, K1 K2 upon K2 K3 upon K2 K3 upon K2 K3 upon K2 plus K3. Okay, that's my final answer of effective capacity. And now I can find out effective dielectric constant as, instead of C equivalent I can write A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D is equal to this value as it is, epsilon 0 upon D into bracket K1 upon 2 plus K2 K3 upon K2 plus K3. This A epsilon 0 upon D, A epsilon 0 upon D cancel, K equivalent is equal to K1 by 2 plus K2 K3 upon K2 plus K3. Check करा बघा. Clear and written. That's my final answer of K equivalent of this system. Final type of question in capacitor. That's it. Reply in the chat box fast, everyone. Clear and written up to this point. Good. Yes. All right. Very good. The questions seem little bit lengthy, but it's not like that. If you practice them, you can do this immediately. Okay. Just by looking at the problem, you can solve that. Just by looking at the problem, you can solve that. What I do is this. What I do is this. What I do is this. I will come to this question. I will reach this solution as fast as possible without taking this long route. If I am not asked this, I will directly find out K equivalent. And if I am asked this, I will first find out K equivalent, and then I will write A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D. A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D. There is a way to find out K equivalent. There is a way to find out K equivalent. And that way is this one. What I do is this. In my mind, I say AK epsilon 0 upon D. AK epsilon 0 upon D. So for K1, I find K1 dash. For K2, I find K2 dash. For K3, I find K3 dash. Just by looking at this, I can solve the question, okay, for K equivalent immediately. K1, K2, K3. I convert them into K1 dash, K2 dash, K3 dash. In my mind, I say AK epsilon 0 upon D. I forget epsilon 0. I forget A and I forget D. And I write fraction of A. Fraction of A. Instead of, I say AK epsilon 0 upon D, but instead of A, I write fraction of A. Fraction of A is 1 by 2. This is my A. K. Epsilon 0 has no fraction. Upon fraction of D. Fraction of D. Complete D is available here. Here area is half available, so I write half. But here distance completely available, so I write 1. Okay. K2 dash. K2 dash. again say a k epsilon 0 upon d. Fraction of a is 1 by 2. K is k2. Epsilon 0 has no fraction. A k epsilon 0 upon d. D has fraction d by 2. D has fraction d by 2. So I write here d by 2 fraction. D by 2 fraction is 1 by 2. D by 2 fraction is 1 by 2. So cancel, cancel. Here k by 2. Sorry, k1 by 2. K1 by 2. So k1 dash is k1 by 2. K2 dash is k2 k2. One half cancel. Right here k1, okay? Right here k1. Now find out k3 dash. K3 dash, I again say a k epsilon 0 upon d. But instead of a, I write fraction of area. A fraction of area is 1 half. A. What is k? K is k3. Epsilon 0 has no fraction, so it's a complete available to you. So it's 1. A k epsilon 0 upon d. D is available as half, so d by 2. Instead of d, write fraction of d. So 1 half cancel. That becomes k3. Okay. Now I know instead of capacitors, I can have dielectrics. Okay, dielectrics K1 dash. Okay, of course you can write here C1, but effective dielectric constant. Let's not write it like that. Let's not draw the symbol of capacitor. Capacitor symbolच काढायला परत तिकडेच जाते मग. त्याच्यापेक्षा इथं काय करूयात K1 dash K2 dash K3 dash. Do it like this. Now, as if these are capacitors, solve the problem. As if these are capacitors, solve the problem. Means these two are capacitors in series. Use the rule of parallel. Find out the answer. Then this branch and this branch are in parallel. This branch and this branch are in parallel. Use the rule of series, resistors in series. Find out the answer. Means as if these are capacitors, you have to use the rule. As if these are capacitors, you have to you have to use the rule. So K equivalent is equal to this branch. This branch is parallel to this branch. So addition. So K1 dash plus equivalent of these two. What is equivalent of these two? Equivalent of these two is K2 dash K3 dash upon K2 dash plus K3 dash. K1 just like K2 K3 upon K2 plus K3, I have written K2 dash K3 dash upon K2 dash plus K3 dash. Okay. Now K1 dash I have found out, it is K1 by 2 plus K2 dash is K2, K3 dash is K3, K2 dash is K2, K2 dash is K2, K2 dash is K2, and K3 dash is K3. That's how I find out K equivalent. And once I get K equivalent, I can very easily write C equivalent as A K equivalent epsilon 0 upon D, and K equivalent is available to me. Only this much calculation I do. Reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Trick. Find out K1 dash, K2 dash, K3 dash. And assume them as if they are capacitors and solve for them. Just like capacitors in series, resistors in parallel. K in series, resistors in parallel. K in parallel, resistance in series. Reply me in the chat box. Everyone fast. Good. This is a short trick. You can do this. Clear up to this point? Everyone, is this type of question? It should be clear to all of you now. Okay, it should be clear to all of you now. Now there is one more type of question which is remaining, which is called as charging and discharging of capacitor. Okay, charging and discharging of capacitor, that we can cover later. Okay, that we can cover later. But everyone shall reply me up to this. All the things taught in today's lecture are clear to all of you. Lecture is not over. Okay. Up to this, all clear, all okay. Good. Let me check what is the next point. Wait for 1 minute. Just give me 1 second. There is one more type of question given here. The type of question says finding out heat generated in the capacitive circuit. Okay, heat generated in the capacitive circuit. Just keep on listening. Okay, just keep on listening. If you want to find out heat generated in capacitive circuit, the simple and single thought is find out initial energy stored in the system. Find out final energy stored in the system. The difference in energy, initially it will be more, finally it will be less because of some modifications. Finally stored energy will be equal to less, and that gap of energy, if the final energy is less, certainly some energy has been lost, and that energy is lost in the form of heat. So it is a simple type of question wherein we have to check what is the initial energy of the system, what is the final energy of the system, and just take the difference. Whenever you are asked to find out heat loss, always do this. Find out initial energy stored on the capacitor, final energy stored on the capacitor or the system, capacitor system. Just take the difference, you will get the final answer. Okay, so such type of problems are also given here, but not required to solve them. They seem quite obvious, very simple. I am finding them. I am just checking the examples 70, 71, 72 and 73. Okay, as well as 74, 75. In all these examples, what they have done is simply they have found out initial energy of the system, final energy of the system after some modification, and you are asked heat loss. So obviously they know that in the system given there will be loss of energy, so final energy remained with the system is certainly less. Okay, so initial energy calculate kara, final energy calculate kara, stored in the system 1/2 CV square q square upon 2c or half QE हे फॉर्म्युला आहेत आपले. ओके, मग कॅपॅसिटर सिरीज असू देत, पॅरलल असू देत, एनर्जी इन सिरीज एनर्जी इन पॅरलल असलं काही नसते. ओके, इफ यू हॅव टू कॅपॅसिटर्स इन सिरीज, find out energy stored on the first capacitor, energy stored on the second capacitor, just add the energy. If you have two capacitors in parallel, find out energy stored on the first capacitor, energy stored on the second capacitor, add the energy. Don't make energy in series, energy in parallel. असलं काही नसतं. सगळ्या कॅपॅसिटर्स मध्ये स्टोअर असणारी एनर्जी कॅल्क्युलेट करा. कॅल्क्युलेट एनर्जी स्टोर्ड ऑन each capacitor. Just add them to get the energy of the system. Then some modification will be given. That modification will be done, and after that again find out energy stored on each capacitor. Find out energy stored on the system. Just take the subtraction and get the answer of heat released or heat lost or energy lost in the form of heat when some modification is done. Now reply me in the chat box. Is this discussion clear to all of you? Good. Good. Very good. Discussion. Okay. Actually, not only in the form of heat, one more thing is there. In the form of electromagnetic waves also energy is lost. Okay, now you will say, sir, what are electromagnetic waves? That we will learn in the chapter called as electromagnetic waves itself, EMW, electromagnetic waves. But we know that there are radiations which are coming from sun to earth, or there are mobile radiation, this and that, x-rays and gamma rays and ultraviolet rays and visible light and infrared. This is basically a electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so there are electromagnetic waves. Just like we have mechanical waves, which require medium for their transmission, we have electromagnetic waves. Okay, we have electromagnetic waves. Now we know the electro part of it. We do not know the magnetic part of it. We know electric part of it. Means what is there in the wave? In the wave there is something which is oscillating up and down, up and down. Okay, in the mechanical wave, in reality the particle itself is oscillating up and down, up and down, and the particle is transferring energy and movement to the momentum, and the particle itself is transmitting energy and momentum to the neighboring particle, to the neighboring, to the neighboring, to the neighboring, and in this way waves carries energy and momentum. Okay, this is the case of mechanical wave, where in reality the particle is oscillating. But in case of electromagnetic waves, which do not require a medium for their transmission, what is oscillating there? At a given point, electric field oscillates. It grows up in magnitude. It goes down in magnitude. It reverses the direction. It increases in magnitude. It decreases in magnitude. It reverses the direction. Increases. So at a given point, what is fluctuating? What is changing? It's not the displacement of the particle. It's the value of the electric field. It goes on increasing in one direction. It goes on decreasing in the same direction. It reverses the direction. It goes on increasing in another direction. It goes on decreasing in the same direction. It reverses the direction. So in this way, electric field is oscillating at a given point. Similarly, the magnetic field is oscillating, but magnetic part we are not right now familiar with. Forget about that. And as a combination of oscillations of electric and magnetic field, electromagnetic wave is somehow able to carry the energy and momentum, you can see. Okay, so whenever whenever energy is lost in the capacitive circuit, not only in the form of heat, but also some energy is lost in the form of electromagnetic waves. Okay, when capacitive system gets modified, during that time some charge transfer takes place, and whenever the charge accelerates, just keep on listening these things. All these things will be repeated in the chapter called as electromagnetic waves. Okay, whenever capacitor system is modified, charge transfer takes place. During this charge transfer, the charge is not moving with the uniform velocity. It is moving with variable velocity. Variable velocity means there is an acceleration. There is an acceleration means it is an accelerating charge. If you have an accelerating charge, remember this. If you have an accelerating charge not moving with constant velocity, then it produces electromagnetic wave. So in the form of electromagnetic waves, some energy is lost. Is this discussion clear to all of you? That ultimate statement is this: not only not only in the form of heat but also in the form of electromagnetic waves. Energy is lost. Hmm. Just keep on listening and replying. I'm not writing anything on the board, just keep on listening. So electromagnetic waves are produced because of accelerating charges. Okay. Charge not moving with constant velocity. Okay, sir. Fine. All right. Now only one point remains, that is charging and discharging of capacitor. Okay. That point I will cover later. Okay. So now we can solve the exercise of capacitor also. Okay. Exercise 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So that homework will be given from tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But till now, whatever homeworks have been given in this week, I'm expecting those to be submitted today or tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow there will not be any kind of homework, but I'm expecting you to submit the homeworks. Reply me in the chat box. Will you submit the homework of this week today and tomorrow? बोला बाळांनो पट 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 आता 3 टाइपचे होमवर्क आहेत आता. एक ऑप्शनल आहे, that is okay. I'm not making everyone to do it mandatory. Optional homework is not mandatory, but at least exercise homework type 1 and type 2, those should be submitted. Type 1 regular module आणि board, type 2 revision homework, Arihant book and optional task type 3. At least पहिले दोन तर व्हायलाच पाहिजे, त्याला काय ऑप्शन काढायचं नाही. मग कसला अभ्यास करतोय त्याला जर ऑप्शन काढत असेल. Good. We'll submit the homework. Okay, good. So fine. So in this lecture, we will stop at this point. Remaining things we'll see in the next lecture. Chalo, bye bye everyone. Let me end this lecture at this point. If possible, I will check whether there is any video lecture of charging and discharging of capacitors. Okay, charging and discharging of capacitors. So that on the Sunday afternoon you can just watch that lecture and you can get that point clear. Okay, so that from the next week we can start with the new chapter, right? Okay, fine. So, chalo, bye bye everyone. Let me end this lecture at this point. Yes, bye. Thank you. Have a good day.